So,
It's like,
are you ready?
yeah, sure.
Welcome
Sure,
to
we're
the press conference.
I've just left it in another bed.
okay, that's a problem.
Emanuele. Welcome to PRIMAL press conference and our international media team. And so let's start.
Let's get started. Thank you that you're here.
So can I ask a question? The song "Cancel Culture" really resonated with me. Track 4, I think it was. How much do you think that's affecting society in these years now?
It's a little bit of a reflection of society because people only see black and white, and that's exactly what's written in the lyrics as well. There's no more tolerance anymore, and somehow this is. I think it's a critical thing if you can't accept another opinion anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why all this stupid hatred is going on in the world. Yeah, there's no more real accepting another opinion.
It's good you're addressing it because it's almost unacceptable to question the fact that it's about as well. You know, so.
Yes, I mean, I thought when I wrote the lyrics that might be critical for some people to read that, but I think it's only honest if somebody speaks about it in the end, at least one time.
Yeah.
I know that there's people who will start discussing, but we always stand for what we write in the end, even if it's just fictive sometimes, you know. Fiction sometimes, it's also what we do sometimes. We don't always do the clear, real life. We also combine with fiction and imaginary stuff. But on cancel culture, that's exactly the point, that it's not fictionary, it's really the state like I saw it 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think the lyrics, you know, where you was talking about using our keyboards as going to battle, and I can't remember exactly, but you know, it was hitting the nail on the head, really, I suppose. So it's great you're addressing the fact that it's okay to have a different opinion, or to not. Again, another one of the lyrics: be on one, choose one side or the other side. You know, so.
Yeah, it's always some kind of covered as well. If you just sit there and write, "Oh, nobody knows me," and I'm really. Nobody sees my face, nobody ever get my name, but I write, I'm angry, and I write it, and the next day, well, it wasn't me, you know?
The basics of concept culture, of course, is that you need, every different opinion is cancelled because of someone, otherwise someone could be offended, you know? But at the end of the day, the paradox is that everyone is getting offended, at least in terms of intelligence, you know?
Yeah, my opinion is if we sit together on the table, we never somehow end that way to be so harsh, because there's a human being, right? So there's not only black and white written lyrics or whatever, sentences, whatever, you just talk to persons eye to eye, you know? And that's the trick, and that's somehow really the danger behind all this internet and everything.
Do you think people are afraid to do that now? To be?
I think so. Yes, it's cowardness as well.
Yeah, it's another theme of the album. For example, in Another Hero and Bring That Noise, it's of course the state of the planet, ecology, and the battles to preserve what is still able to be saved, at this stage, and how's influencing the lyrics, your personal thought about this matter?
I can speak for myself. I sometimes combine reality a little bit with of colors.
Yeah.
So it's not really obviously, but of course there's my opinion and thoughts behind it. But and I always give lyrics out maybe for the listener to discuss with himself as well, so you don't have to somehow expect my opinion in it or whatever it is. You just can maybe just sit back and think about it in the end. And if not, then it's a piece of entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's about tolerance, which is our biggest problem these days. The current situation was never like today with China, Russia, and so on, and Brazil even.
Yeah.
And let's see where we'll take it.
But isn't it strange? I mean, the more we are saying that you have to be comfortable with everybody who has a meaning and so, the less they listen sometimes to normal things, let's say. Like, I mean, I feel that I have to be good to every human being and to animals and like everything, so that's reflected in your lyrics as well. So it should be very odd to me if there comes a reaction like, what are you doing? Why? So,
Well,
yeah.
if you have an opposite view on the whole thing, you can end up in jail in some countries
Yeah, I know.
just
I
to
know,
have
but
a different
that's
opinion.
Really surprising me.
So,
I mean,
this is going in a totally wrong direction.
yeah. And that's also nice that, for the first time, I think in the PRIMAL theater history, that you go so deep into that matter because you cannot ignore it. It's coming our way from all sides. If you open your computer or whatever device you are using.
We can never make the world a better place, which then maybe would make people think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't change it anyway. If politics and all the responsibilities don't do, how can we do? I mean, we can help people a little bit to think about, to be more tolerant.
But maybe it's also about education of our children also. If you, I read in the news in Belgium that education is going down.
Same here.
Yeah, in Germany as well. Yeah. And then, they have waited way too long to do something about it.
In every direction.
Yeah.
So Germany has to suffer not only in politics, it's just in other things too. In the whole system of hospitals and stuff like that.
Yeah, then you hear this isn't, you can't get any money for this anymore, yes, or something, or whatever. I think the government has a total thing about just around, or something like that. Okay. That's all.
It's very deep political, but somehow, sometimes you can write about those things obviously, and sometimes you just paint a picture about it.
Yeah. Let's keep it to the picture.
Yeah, true.
That's what I feel.
Yeah,
It's a real big deal.
another thing that is recurring always in your career, in all of your songs and your albums, is of course people that get distressed somehow by society, of the majority of the people, and you somehow indicate a way to be free, a way to get somehow restored. Play a song is about that, the restoring power of music. And you, as a band, as artists, did you ever need that power to get back on the track sometimes?
We have the power on our own to listen to music, to get distracted from the bullshit, and that's the reason why we started to create it too, because we love music and we know how it is to sit back and to listen to music and just get distracted from reality sometimes. So that's pretty much the controversial of this album, to be more obvious what's happening, but then again, sit back and relax, try to be positive in the end, never lose the positive thinking in the end, because otherwise there's no reason to be there.
Was COVID a positive creative writing force for you guys, or
I can speak for myself.
was it
I can speak for myself.
a positive creative? Not was COVID positive, but was it a positive creative
lot
writing
of
force,
time
or
to
was it a
write.
negative factor
Yes.
for the band?
Yeah, but we have a lot of time because we were not supposed to, not allowed to play live. So we were sitting at home, and what will you do then when you're musician? Just start writing songs. So we
It's
have
not
a lot
exactly
of,
what you say, we had time to write, yeah.
But some people say it was the opposite effect, because for them, because they couldn't do certain things, it was a negative energy.
You couldn't play live, but
Yeah.
the good thing when you are creative, as a band, as a group of people, we sit back and sit in our rooms and write.
And that was for us, this was a positive thing.
Yeah.
Be creative, so we can leave all this Corona stuff behind for a couple of period of time and start writing songs.
I mean,
you find yourself-
you can lock yourself up and whine the entire day about the situation, but we're again positive people.
Yeah.
So we write songs.
So did you find yourself being more critical as musicians when you were writing these things and doing it? Did
I
it
can speak for myself again. I was, yes.
Matt, you have more time to think about special parts in the song,
Yeah.
or try different things, or record it like that, and then maybe got another idea a couple of days later. Then you just check out and find out what's the best for the song.
Yeah.
So that's you always be like critical to your own stuff because it's your baby. Someday your baby will be released and everybody has listened to it. So you always want to be as good as you can do. But this time we had so much time, so it's really okay. We have some time to reflect after a couple of days. How is the song going? Is it okay? Do we need to change something there?
So did it change much, from the start process and what you initially thought as you started writing the songs? Did they stay close to the original forms, or did
No,
that
it's
time
always like a progress. You start with something, you add melodies, solos, vocals, whatever, lyrics. So it's a progress.
There's a rudimental cage at the beginning, of course, and then people start to add their stuff, like people in the band, you know what I mean? So again, this is teamwork. So somebody has the initial ideas, and then I, for instance, need another part to get an input as a non-guitarist to somehow have some in the middle part or whatever, and vice versa. The guys, can you check a melody on this and that, and then we proceed.
And you have another mates, let's say, because they are really guitarists in that, so
It's only a good thing as well, right? So to have as many as possible creative heads in the band is always a good thing.
So music-wise, what you were explaining before, all of the we can say that this album is at the same time more powerful and more various than the previous one, just because you had more time to work on arrangements and the melodies, and at the same time you had all that energy restrained because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
And everybody, as a single musician and person, is also learning. So we're still learning. I mean, we're never too old to learn, like everybody of us, right? So if you stop learning, stop. So and it's if you don't be critical about what you do, as just said just when before, I still hear stuff. There's always something to improve, right? So if you don't have something to improve, maybe there's no next record.
Yeah.
yeah, like for instance, their gods have failed. That struck me really because it's so epic. Of course, we have made epic songs in the past, but yeah, a new struggles, let's say, with another epic song, and so can you tell something about the build of that one?
Yes, I can tell because it was a little bit for me. So
Oh yeah, really?
maybe
Okay.
every note was. But in the end, I thought about something more diverse in one song. Right? So I thought about this epical theme, some leader of a war, which is now fiction again.
Yeah.
Because I know there's reality right now, which is a sad story, but not everything is reality. It's just not exactly so. There's also loads of Hollywood. So our actors, they get up later, have coffee whenever they died on the field, whatever, you know what I mean. So that's for the gods of fail. So that was my thought behind the song, to have a little bit of battle war scene one day before the battle. I'm thinking about how we can succeed tomorrow and so forth. We stand together, this unity thought behind it again. I mean, this is Hollywood, Of course, I know there's also sad reality behind it nowadays, but that song was created before the war.
So, it's very cinematic.
Like the alien invasion on Steel Mountain.
Exactly. That's science fiction.
Yeah.
That's science fiction.
Until now.
Yeah. So we combine reality, right? So everybody who's writing lyrics is
I think it was
and
was always like
personal experience.
that we have musical
Item.
journeys on an album which is not only a 3.5 metal number. I think it's for us it's important to have the freedom to write different things.
Yeah.
And of
And
course,
we're not
as
scared of
as a
that.
team, because we grew over the years as a team also. I mean, if Matt ever grabs his bass or a guitar or a tom, he knows what I can do with my voice, and vice versa. I know what the guys can do on guitar or whatever, so we write songs which is somehow fitting to each other as members in the band.
So you keep saying team, but is there an inspirational figurehead or someone that takes the lead?
Everybody. So everybody is invited to write, always. Because we have the advantage that everybody is creative. Even Michael, we never had a drummer who was writing songs before.
Okay.
Right? I mean, sorry, but Klaus back in the days he also did, but now Michael is also very creative. He can play the guitars and find melodies.
Does it happen that you sometimes can disagree about stuff?
Of course.
Yeah. So someone has to take charge.
But we always have this healthy discussion. If this wouldn't happen, maybe we would split it 15 years ago. Maybe we don't have a healthy discussion because we are smart people and we like each other. So we do not split up because of discussion.
Yeah, that's the best way, that you can create and discuss. And there is a ballad.
There's a bell.
Yes. Any insight in that existence of this ballad? For this
Matt can say a lot about the ballad.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's an important part of Primal Fear to have one ballad on an album, which is also one color, which is good for the whole vibe of the album.
Yeah.
And so we came up with a Forever. Beautiful choirs by Ralph in the chorus, and I think it's one of our good ballads.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the outcome, and yeah.
Yes. And it has a juxtaposition, let's say, like the solo is more rocking. Okay? It goes more into energetic.
I know what you
towards
mean.
It has to fit to the vibe of the song. If there is the solo is going into a wrong direction and it's too much metal here, that might be not cool.
No, of course. There has to be a kind of sensitive feeling into the whole thing. Let's say.
But still, as we are a metal and a rock band, we needed that part too.
Yeah, indeed. And the violin is also.
Yeah, I mean,
strings, let's say.
exactly. So that's what we now. I can speak for myself again. At the time of COVID, I had time to really learn a lot about those things, and also balladesque stuff is always coming from Matt and Magnus, for instance. Magnus is for years this kind of creative head behind the band who's having a lot of orchestra going on. But I also learned a lot over the years.
That has been then a new challenge, let's say.
Absolutely, and that was, for me, was a big challenge to learn about that stuff in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, there are some new elements also for us. And the more the musicians improve in their view in instruments and vocals or whatever, I said it before, for me it was the best vocal session with Ralph, which is amazing on this album.
Yeah,
And it's also for us musicians, it's a thin line, I think, between coming up to be better than on the last one, which was already great.
Yeah.
So what do we hear now? Listen to the album with a headphone, and you will find some elements which you couldn't hear now. This is just stereo and effects, choirs and reverse things, and so this is really put a lot of tricky things into the songs, which is, if you hear it for the first time, you can't really hear it. But listen to it with a headphone and you will find out some really cool stuff.
Yeah, but in the meantime you have experience on several levels.
And you can rely on each other. I mean, once again, I can repeat myself. You have a rudimental song and you're stuck in the second chorus. So what you do is send it to Tom and he creates a fucking brain middle bar. You know? So that's what's great about this band, you know?
Yeah, unity is a theme. You know, it's a very, also using metaphors and fiction stories about people, put in a spot, and having problems with society or with aliens or everything in between, it's like you are somehow suggesting people to find their strength, stay strong, stay unite, In this sense, Primal could be defined somehow like a metaphor of the whole heavy metal audience on a little scale.
Yeah, it's a cool
Like
label.
You can use it in another interview.
You touched on elements of fiction or reality. Does either of them resonate more with you? Is either more important, or?
I think this time it's more reality than fiction. It was different with other albums, but this time it's a little bit more reality. Well,
Intentionally brought on by what's happened over the last 3 or 4 years, or?
not only, also all the time, always, because I don't know when mankind will ever learn. So. Because, and we also don't want to be somehow making the world a better place. It's just our opinion.
That's why the album called Cold Red.
Yeah, Code Red is a
Critical situation.
It's time for action.
it's,
Code Red in a positive way or Code Red in a negative way?
Code Red is still a chance for something, right?
Both.
If it's done, Code Red is over.
It's a warning,
Which way does the wind blow?
I'm not sure if it will get better, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But anyway, just to sing about rock and roll party and nice girls might be the wrong timing.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Or the right time to look shallow.
No, but if you want to have it that way, only party to forget about the bullshit is also valid to do that, of course, right? So, but we're somehow always trying to find out themes everywhere.
To go back to the song, play a song, when you have a shitty day, what kind of song or band will you play, except from Primal Fear?
Sometimes it's even, for me, it's simple to switch on the radio sometimes, even if it's just a shitty pop song with a good melody. Maybe my mood is better or worse. Yeah. So, it's just like sometimes it's entertainment as well, You can also watch a movie and have a better time afterwards.
Watching a movie is always going into another
But the sad thing sometimes is that people not really I remember the times when I sat back with a headphone and was closing my eyes and sleeping, diving deep into music. And I think nowadays that's a little bit of a problem because it's fast food, what you have on Spotify and so forth. So I hope that people are still taken the opportunity with this album to sit back a little bit and just to breathe. You know, I think that's the key word, breathe, because most people don't breathe anymore.
Yeah, that's the level of, let's say, our education. They also educated flushing in a flushing way that they cannot wait.
Yeah, it's fast. Everything has to be fast.
Yeah, the funny thing is, actually, the only Primal Fear album song-oriented was the first one. And all of the other ones are album-oriented. You know? The album is strong. Also, this one, of course, it's got a strong identity, and you can enjoy songs, you know, listening to them separately or just like a unique block of metal. You know,
That's true.
Yeah. Time is so fast, and like nowadays people don't have the time to listen to an 8-minute track anymore. Bloody 2.5 minutes and the song has to be done, otherwise they will skip. And they don't know how the value of music anymore. So it's like in former times you have an old band with 12-minute track and a lot of value. Nowadays it's just like
yeah.
But we are very grateful to have this in metal still, that people have the time and take the time and buy the stuff, buy vinyl, buy CDs with lyric sheet, which is so important. That's the reason why the company took care that the lyrics are on the wall and everything, because that's exactly how we used to listen to music. We used to watch music in the past.
That comes over like, let's say, in the best of progressive nice covers and nice artwork.
Yeah. I remember sitting as a kid with double albums, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important then that people, the listeners, put the album on, the vinyl, the CD, put it in and listen to it from start to finish, or is that a concept of the actual album, or would you recommend cherry picking certain songs?
Well, I would not somehow tell people what they do. If they join the album, listening track by track on simple, on different times a day, I have no problem. But and if they do like listening to the entire album in 1 or 2 hours, like it is 1.5 hours or more, it's fine. So there's no recommendation from my side. And then when they like it, well, I'm fine.
I think they're all different, the listeners, and enjoy the album. That's the most important thing. What you do and how you do it, not important. I hope you like it, and we got a good improvement on the market with the album, and the metal fans, we love the album, and that's our job is done. So for us, the most important thing is that we like what we've done. And we will never release something we're not happy. So
How many songs do you plan to play live?
That's another discussion. That's way too early.
only one.
It's way too early, but we have.
It was worth a try.
We have quite a schedule, I learned today, so we will discuss that. That's way too early to talk about. We will, of course, play new songs. We never had the chance to play Rule Breaker live. Was it
Metal Commando.
Metal Commando. We never had the chance to play this.
Are you going to alternate the set lists then, or is it going to be? Are you going to be a band that plays the same set list throughout the tour, or what? Because you've got the opportunity now with such a vast
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's
catalogue.
going to be some diversity or different stuff this time. You know, but of course, we have our songs, which will always be on the set list, but there will be new songs. Like I said, we never had the chance.
And
to
there's
Metal
sometimes a song which you think, wow, this is great, this must be played live.
Yeah.
And you're standing there in the rehearsal room and say,
doesn't work.
And then on the other
so you have to change something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then you have songs. Well, maybe this is going to be difficult live, and then you play the first time. Wow, it's flowing. Yeah. You never know. That's why we rehearse.
Have you had any surprises?
And thank God we still rehearse. Right?
Have you had any live surprises?
Sorry.
Sorry. Have you had any live surprises where you've introduced a song and it's gone really well, or in fact the opposite way as well?
But that's tour life. You have really some days which are always better, some days which are not so good. But let's say 90% are better, and 10%, this and that, you know. But in the end, this is a teamwork.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be always on spot. Not everybody in the band can be always on spot, and then the others are here to help you and to grab you out of the fucking black hole and make a good gig.
Yeah, that's professionalism.
Yeah. Tiki-taka metal.
Yeah.
Well, there were songs in the past which you say, wow, it's a great song, we play it, and then it
Didn't work.
didn't work. So you have to change something. And other things which you think, oh, that could be difficult, they were amazing. You will find out when you're on stage.
Yeah.
That's maybe also a kind of pleasure for you. That there is still a kind of surprise.
Pressure?
No, surprise.
Surprise.
Surprise in the whole situation,
Yes.
let's say.
Yeah.
When you get on stage.
Yes. That's called live music.
Yeah.
Live music is combined with surprises here and there.
Yeah, you get 3 guitar players.
Yeah.
Improvisation is great, you know, and live different songs are completely different, you know. Not completely, but with a lot of different colors and
Yeah.
you know.
But it's getting really difficult after 14 albums, which songs you will play live.
Yeah.
Because you have 14 albums, but you need to play some new stuff, and then you have to play the stuff that the people would like to hear. So sometimes you have to skip your favorite song because of the possibility.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be Bruce Springsteen and play 4 hours.
Can I ask a retro question?
Retro question.
Retro question.
When I had hair or what?
Bloodstock.
The trunk of your
the first
car,
ever
yes.
Bloodstock festival.
Oh
What's
my
your-
God.
What's your memories from that?
Oh yes. Ralf! Go. The roadie knocking on my door was totally drunk with vodka lemon, and we had to go to the airport. That's what I remember from that gig, apart from the great show. So
That was in the venue.
It was inside, yeah. originally.
Inside,
I
yeah.
think-
And I think
maybe-
we played twice there.
yeah.
And the first time was really, really good. It was amazing.
So Saxon headlined the first.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Bloodstock is always a great memory. So those shows were always good. The Derby, nice place.
But we never played an open area, right?
Well,
Though, yeah, we played one time with
So you
Halloween.
played the open air one time.
Ah.
Yeah.
Derby. Midlands.
More questions?
Oh, good.
we
Are you
played
okay?
one show in London. Last time, what was the place called?
Underground?
Underworld.
Underworld.
The
Underworld.
No,
Coco.
Graveland. Underwater.
Coco, Underworld, Shepherd's Bush Empire.
You got
It won't be the Hammersmith, because you remember Hammersmith Augustus.
That's Underworld.
no.
Did you go down the venue, down the steps, downstairs, or not?
No, the venue goes upstairs. It was upstairs.
Upstairs.
You spend too much time in Italy to remember.
I've lived here for 5 years. Sorry, I've lived in Italy for 5 years
Quite
now, so
huge.
sometimes
It was not a small club or something. It was a good
upstairs, the venue
venue.
upstairs.
Yeah, it was a good
The
venue.
electric ballroom.
That could be.
The electric ballroom.
Yeah,
You go up the steps to go in the venue.
yeah, that
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be.
Yeah,
It was good. Great show.
great stuff.
Camden, yeah.
Great audience.
There was a station called Tufnell Park or stuff like that.
Ah, the Dome.
Maybe the
Dome at Tufnell Park. The
Tufnell
Dome.
Park, there was
Tufnell
Tufnell Park,
Park.
there was the station Tufnell Park.
If the station is Tufnell Park, would be the Dome, and then you go that venue. You go up the stairs to
You
the
go up
big
the steps.
venue.
Yeah,
In the
that
side.
probably was the Dome.
Okay, yeah.
There was a nice pub below. At the
Down
corner.
below, there's a bar below.
Of course, the pub, you remember?
Yeah, sure.
And don't remember the gig, but the pub.
So is the English beer better than the German beer? or not?
He's not required to sing it, so he can drink whatever he
The
wants.
best beer is this one.
Yay!
Speaking of which, I need to read.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
guys,
Can we
thank
do
you
that
for
again
delivering a
about
good
the
album
beer?
as well. So,
Absolutely.
Can we do that
Pleasure.
again with the beer so we can film it?
The best beer is this one.
Wait.
The best beer
She
is
wants
this one.
turn the glass now so I can see the logo.
Is the next one.
The best beer is
So act like it's spontaneous.
You just asked me the question again.
Which is the best beer, English beer or German beer, Ralph?
The best beer is this one.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody lucky?
Und überhaupt nicht gestellt. So ganz natürlich.
Ja, aber das weiß ja außer uns niemand. Also, Marco,
Right, I'm going to get another beer. Thank you very
das
much.
leuchtet.
You're welcome.
Guys.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We'll have a chance to get some pictures later. Don't worry. Okay, thank you.